Let's jump right into this explainer by remembering one absolutely fundamental truth. Science is this relentless, active pursuit of understanding the world. But, there's a catch. You literally cannot discover the truth if your methods are sloppy, inconsistent, or dangerous. Today, we're exploring a pretty fascinating approach from the Smart Academy series. They take the standard, hands-on rules of the science lab and brilliantly link them directly to a deeper moral philosophy. So it's not just about doing science, right? It's about doing science with absolute integrity. Here's our roadmap for today. We're going to cover the integrity of science, essential lab safety rules, tools for accurate measurement, the why behind the science, and finally, combining education with morality. Starting off with Section 1, the integrity of science, discovering truth through precision. Let's move right along to Section 2, essential lab safety rules. This is all about protecting yourself, others, and creation. Okay, so before any experiment even begins, scientists have to arm themselves with some absolutely non-negotiable safety rules. Wearing safety goggles, that keeps your eyes safe from sudden chemical splashes. Tying back long hair ensures it doesn't accidentally dip into some hazardous mixture, or even worse, catch an open flame. We never eat or drink in the lab because that's a one-way ticket to toxic contamination. And, of course, following instructions perfectly and reporting spills immediately ensures that tiny little mistakes don't snowball into massive hazards. These are the physical boundaries that actually make good science possible. The real-world stakes here are incredibly high. Think about it. Wearing goggles when heating water actively protects life from sudden, damaging splashes. It's a no-brainer. But on the flip side, leaving a Bunsen burner entirely unattended, that is an act of sheer negligence. It disrespects life, it disrespects the lab environment, and it risks a fire that can spread in a matter of seconds. Now for Section 3, tools for accurate measurement. We need the right instrument for the right job. So, now that we know how to behave, we need to understand the what, the specific instruments of truth we use to observe the physical world. Obviously, knowing the exact tool for the job drastically improves our accuracy. I mean, you wouldn't use a thermometer to measure length, right? If you want to measure mass, you use the highly precise triple beam balance. For liquid volume, you're going to reach for the graduated cylinder. Length? That needs a meter stick. And temperature requires a thermometer. Picking the proper tool is quite literally step 1 in making sure your scientific data has absolute integrity. But listen, just having the right tool isn't enough. You've got to know how to actually read it. When measuring volume in a graduated cylinder, reading the meniscus correctly is absolutely crucial. So what is it? The meniscus is that slate curve you see at the top of a liquid. To read it correctly, you have to look at the very bottom of that curve, and you must do it precisely at eye level. This isn't just a suggestion. It's a specific, testable skill that proves your commitment to precision. In science, there is zero guessing allowed. None. Let's look at a really concrete example, the number 42. Imagine your graduated cylinder shows the bottom of the meniscus resting perfectly on the 42 milliliter mark. Reading exactly 42 milliliters at eye level isn't just about passing a test or getting an A. It is the absolute standard of scientific integrity. It means that anyone else who comes behind you to verify your work is going to see exactly 42 milliliters as well. You haven't just taken a measurement, you've established a verifiable truth. Bringing us to Section 4, the why behind the science. Elevating science to a moral imperative. Now, this is where the source material takes a truly fascinating turn. It argues that measuring accurately and acting safely aren't just technical requirements, they're deeply moral actions. The curriculum centers this around Romans chapter 12, verse 17b. Be careful to do what is right in the eyes of everyone. Within the context of the HeroesMart series, this means God calls individuals to work responsibly. It frames being accurate and safe as a really profound way to show respect for life, for creation, and for the truth itself. Ultimately, the curriculum posits that good science honors people and creation by being precise, safe, and respectful. Think about it. Whenever dangerous chemicals, extreme heat sources, or fragile glassware are handled with the utmost care, it proves the science is trustworthy. But more importantly, it proves the scientist is worth trusting. You're treating the materials and the people sharing the lab with you with actual dignity. Moving to Section 5, Education Combined with Morality, the Smart Academy Philosophy. The foundational philosophy here asks a pretty compelling question. What is the actual point of being smart if your education lacks morality? A brilliant scientist who just ignores safety rules can cause devastating harm. Drawing from Romans chapter 8, the curriculum argues that intertwining biblical morality with learning actually brings peace. It ensures that scientific advancements are used to help, to heal, and to protect, rather than to destroy.
All right, team. To solidify these concepts, the curriculum uses a rapid-fire review. Let's quickly test our own understanding of everything we've just covered.
Question 1. What safety rule applies when working with heat? The key takeaway here is to never, ever leave a heat source unattended. And of course, always wear those safety goggles to protect against sudden boiling or splashing. Moving to question 2. What tool is used to measure mass? Remember that table we went over? It's the triple beam balance. Mass is totally distinct from volume or length, so it requires its own dedicated, highly precise tool. Question 3. How do you correctly read liquid in a graduated cylinder? You've got to read the bottom of the curve, the meniscus, perfectly at eye level. If you look down from above or squint up from below, you'll completely ruin the precision. Question 4. Why should science measurements be as accurate as possible? Well, because accuracy shows a fundamental respect for truth and for learning. Being perfectly accurate is exactly what makes your science completely trustworthy to the rest of the world. No guessing, right? And question 5. How does Romans 12:17b, be careful to do what is right in the eyes of everyone, apply to lab safety and respect? In the context of this curriculum, meticulously following instructions, protecting the environment, and keeping your peers safe is seen as a direct fulfillment of the scriptural call to do what is right and honorable in your daily work. And that brings us to our final thought. The HeroesMart curriculum challenges its students to anchor their education in morality. As we wrap up this explainer, I want you to ask yourself, how does the why behind your own work change how you approach precision and safety? Thank you for diving into the integrity of science with me today. Stay curious, stay precise, and I'll see you in the next explainer.